Hello everybody, and welcome to Skyward Sword. And
we're still in the dungeon.
yep.
Lovely, right?
And this is still the same recording session as the last episode, so I still have everybody telling me happy birthday. Not that I'm complaining or anything, but it's still just like we stopped recording for like 10 minutes so that I could sit here and respond to like everybody saying happy birthday. And like after I got done with all that, I still had people saying happy birthday, happy birthday. It's like, okay, really? How many people do I have on my list? Ow. Okay, seriously? That hurts. Give me a heart. Why not?
Yeah, I sort of know that it always tells people, so whenever it's my birthday, I kind of brace for impact.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not complaining or anything that, like, you know, friends are telling me that it's my birthday and whatnot, you know, happy birthday and whatnot. But it's just like, I get another one! Like, after I start recording, there's yet another one.
Yeah, I don't mind it so much, but sometimes I'm playing a game, like I'm healing in the dungeon, or against a boss, and it's like, okay, guys, calm down. I'm trying to protect people here.
Right.
We'll save people's lives and such. Oh, great. A person died on me.
So, you know Insanity from D&D, right? Obviously, you know her. She and I have been doing this little role play with our two characters. Her character is a sort of like supernatural seer type character. Like the setting is more of like a modern fantasy, but her character is like used to seeing like supernatural things all the time that other people don't see. And meanwhile, my character is Alyssa, the girl that was raised by wolves her whole life. And so we've been playing along with that. Well, I did a bit of a rewrite of her character, and basically made her like a scion as opposed to a monk like she normally was. And so she's been role-playing with me. I just walked right off the path. And she and I have been role-playing with these two characters now. And it's been kind of interesting because neither of us has any clue where to take the RP. And so we're like RPing, and we just reached this spot where we're just like, what do we do next? And neither of us had a clue, but we just figured it out. So, but on what I was going to mention before I got caught in mentioning the RP and things, she and I were talking earlier. Because I mentioned, she's like, do you want to continue role playing? I was like, yeah. I mean, I might be a little bit slow because I'm recording a series with Mia. And she goes, that sounds like fun. I wish I could do that. And I was like, well, I mean, I could, you and I could record together too if you want. She goes, well, I don't really have the stuff to do it. And, gave me this big long list of kind of why she can't do it. I was like, well, I mean, I'm gonna record. I just run a Skype call like I do with Mia, and then you commentate with me. And she goes, oh, yeah, we can do that.
I mean, you don't even need a webcam.
Right? So, I don't know what we're going to be doing, but at the moment, her and I are looking to do a series. And we probably won't have it figured out by the time this episode airs, because before I do anything with her, I'm going to finish up King's Quest, which I'm only 30% of the way through, according to the game. So I don't think that's going to happen any time soon. Yeah, I don't think me getting through King's Quest is going to be a thing that happens immediately. So on a side note though, mentioning the fact that she's part of D&D, I am totally stoked for, well, Saturday for me, because it's currently technically Friday, I guess, if you want to actually consider it August 21st here. But I'm excited for, you know, Saturday because I don't have to work at Wendy's until late, so I can join the Saturday group, and I'll just probably play as Alina or something since she's in the group. But I'm also stoked for Sunday because the Sunday group is going to be playing a fun little campaign known as the Mines of Madness. It's one of the old D&D playtest 5th edition campaigns. D&D Next, as it was called back then. And it should be fun because, to quote the words on the summary of the campaign, this campaign is tons of fun for the DM. And ow, I'm about to die. It's one of those campaigns that was written just to basically screw everybody over. The idea of the campaign is that it's the Mines of Madness campaign first originated in the Scott Kurtz comic PvP Online. And he originated it because in PvP Online, Fairy! Yay! We're not dying anymore. But in PvP Online, it's a comic about a basically it's a game magazine called PvP Online, except that the game magazine market has kind of dried up as of late. Only a few game magazines really make it anymore. And so PvP Online has had to become a game development company instead of just a game magazine. Well, the idea is that he does a bunch of random stories, and one of his stories that he did was these couple of characters known as the Table Titans. Note that this is a prequel to the D&D comic that he's getting commissioned to do, known as Table Titans. But the Table Titans were a group of D&D players who haven't had a game to play in a very long time. They've been wanting to play D&D for a while. They haven't had a D&D campaign to play in a while. They've wanted to, but the problem is that A, they don't have enough players because, you know, D&D requires 4 people. B, one of the guy's characters is trapped in a negaverse, So he's considered dead, but he's not actually dead. He's just trapped in the Negaverse. So one of the guy's characters is trapped in the Negaverse. There's only like 2 people, maybe 2 or 3, something like that. They don't have a DM to play anyway. And on top of all of that, none of them can go to any sort of gaming, like hobby shop type thing, because the last gaming hobby shop they went to, they kind of got kicked out of because they were too rough. They're actually well known for getting kicked out of every gaming hobby shop type thing that they've ever gone to. And the start of it is, you know, they want to play D&D, but none of them can because they don't have enough players. You know, one of the guy's characters is dead, etc. Well, this one guy says, "Hey, I will DM for you." And they're like, the one guy is like, "I will allow you to play D&D in my shop." And they're all like, you know, happy about this. They're like, "Sweet, we can play in the guy's shop and all that." Super excited. Except that the requirement is they have to play this D&D campaign that, according to the comic, was written back in the days of 2nd edition. It was so hard. In that edition, it was so hard that no one in the history of D&D has ever beaten the campaign. It is said to be completely and totally impossible. The campaign is the Minds of Madness, and any player who has played the campaign has gone mad trying to play it.
Interesting, actually.
Yep.
I would love to try it, but then like my mind's probably going to blow up.
Right. Well, the D&D 5th edition, D&D Next, whatever you want to call it, version is a lot different from the one in the campaign in the comic. But in the comic, and this is the hilarious part. In the comic, they determine that because they're playing a 2nd edition campaign, because they're playing a 2nd edition campaign, they therefore have to play according to the rules of 2nd edition. Well, the rules of 2nd edition, the Negaverses don't exist. And so the dude who is dead in the Negaverse, he can bring his character back because Negaverses don't exist in that edition. And so it's perfectly fine for him to play this character. And so there's a bit of argument that goes on with that, but in the end it's generally decided that fine, they'll let that go, let it slide, etc., you know. They'll let him play the character because 2nd edition, you know, Negaverses didn't exist and all. So they're like, well, this still leaves us with a problem. We don't have another party member. And so they're like, well, who can we get to play? And the DM is like, well, because you're playing my campaign and you're playing in my shop, don't worry, I will get us another player. And so they're like, oh, okay, that works fine. So they come to the comic shop to play. And it's this girl. Her name is Val or something like that. And so she joins in, and of course, it's the typical girls can't play girls can't play games, yada yada thing. And so they're all like, girls can't play games and stuff. So they try to keep her from playing, but they decide that in the end, they need her to play, and so on. So they reluctantly decide, fine, she can play and all. Well, they're playing through the campaign, and one of the guy who's stuck in the Negaverse is making his way through, you know, they're all making their way through the mines and everything. And the guy that was stuck in the Negaverse ends up, they're going through, and the guy goes, you know, I search for traps. DM goes, alright. He rolls, and then the DM goes, you don't sense any traps as far as you can tell. And the guy goes, alright, I walk 10 feet. You trip off a trap. But I thought you said there weren't any traps. I said you didn't detect any traps. Bit of a difference there. Well, they get into this. I am literally stuck on this platform. I cannot get anywhere. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. Alright, so we're gonna have to skip out of... Wait. Ha! I'm not stuck. I thought I was gonna have to skip out of the dungeon and then come back. But nope, we made it. So they just... the guy goes... they get into an argument at first because you said there weren't any traps. I said you didn't detect any traps, etc. And it's like, well, fine, so he's like, so what happened since I, fell down this trap? You fall down a pit, okay? At the bottom of the pit, there's a gelatinous cube. Great. The guy falls into the gelatinous cube and gets consumed by the gelatinous cube. The next comic you see, everybody, the guy who just died is like, he looks at the cleric and is like, revive me! And it's like, how? You've been consumed by a gelatinous cube. There's nothing left of you to revive. And I was like, well, think of something. The guy decides, alright, he's gonna try a resurrection spell. So he casts a resurrection spell on him, and the guy comes to life. The hilarious part is he comes to life as a skeleton that is inside of the gelatinous cube. Essentially, he comes to life as a gelatinous cube, basically. And the entire rest of the campaign, they're running around the Mines of Madness with him as a gelatinous cube, and he's just absorbing and killing everything. It's just like, well, this is easy enough. They finally get to the end of the campaign, and I think they go to they get to the end of the campaign to try to obtain the Forever Stone. By the way, that is the goal of the Mines of Madness. Your goal is to find the Forever Stone. It said that wielding the Forever Stone allows you to live forever. Well, they get to the Forever Stone, and the creature guarding it is this massive, nasty troll type thing. And the guy walks in and is like, we've been breezing through this entire dungeon, so it doesn't matter what's guarding the Forever Stone. I'll just absorb it like everything else. He walks in, and the troll squishes him flat, and he's just dead. And that's the last part of the Mines of Madness that they show. They don't show you how they got the Forever Stone or anything like that. But it's everybody but one character dies, and the one character. No, excuse me, it wasn't an ogre. No, I think I said it was a troll. Oh, but it was a troll, And in real life, the particular female character there actually has a troll as her boyfriend. And so she can't come to beat up the troll, because she realizes as she's staring this troll in the face that she loves trolls, and so she can't bring harm to the troll. And she goes running off to her troll boyfriend, where she declares her love to him because at this time he wasn't like actually her boyfriend yet. But at that point she determined that he would be her boyfriend at that point. And so she mentions the thing to her troll boyfriend. And she's like, I couldn't do anything because I figured out dwarves love trolls. And she is a firm believer that she is a dwarf reincarnated, okay? So she was playing a dwarf in the campaign, and she's like, you know, dwarves hate trolls. And then in the end, she determines that she's in love with the troll and everything. She ends up running back to the real life troll, telling him what's going on. Her troll, the troll determines that you know, they'll get into a relationship and whatnot. And then she goes back to fight the troll. They get back, and she gets back to fight the troll, only to find out that somehow, in her absence, the party won the campaign.
Wait, how?
They don't tell you how they won. But she goes back to help them out, and as she walks in, they're all celebrating because they got the Forever Stone and completed the campaign. So it was quite funny. So it was a fun little comics, you know, a fun little story arc that they did, and it created a whole spin-off. Scott Kurtz has actually been a major like player in D&D.